Welcome to the California African-American Museum. My name is Tyree Boyd-Pates, and I am the History Curator and Program Manager. The purpose of the museum is to be the destination for the experience, the exploration, the interpretation, and the research of the African-American experience in the West. We have been around since the 1980s and currently serve as a major contributor to the discussions and dialogue for African-Americans here in Los Angeles. It's important to give space to African-American artists and creatives today because there currently seems to be a renaissance happening, where Black art and Black artistry is taking the forefront, leading political discussion. Fortunately, at the California African-American Museum, we find ourselves being thought leaders for that and also continuing a long tradition where Black artists, creatives, historians, and patrons can understand and contextualize themselves in broader and wider ways. Here at the California African-American Museum, we make strong goals to make sure that every single exhibition that we have is as impactful as possible. I've had the opportunity to curate one of the most powerful exhibitions in my career, which is LA 1992, No Justice, No Peace. Here in this exhibition, we have a 100-year survey of the quality of Black life here in Los Angeles and all of the things that led up to the 1992 uprisings with Rodney King. The impetus for No Justice, No Peace, LA 1992, started out as me trying to commemorate the 25th anniversary of the LA uprisings, but ultimately trying to contextualize for any exhibitor who would come to see the exhibit about why these uprisings tend to occur. What I found is that every 25 to 30 years, there's a large uprising that happens in Los Angeles, and I wanted to situate that to make people understand that there's a humanity that these communities of color should have, and I wanted to bring and highlight that for all to see. I want people to understand and have this experience be as visceral as possible so that they could land ultimately at the reflection that I want them to engage with, which was, in the midst of today's political climate, how can we bring change to unify ourselves? And as you see to the left of me, there are over hundreds of tags that people have written about what we can do as being solution-oriented and making sure that we are the change that we want to see. The way that I do so and the way that I approach history in trying to engage Black millennials is making sure that the history reflects themselves. If you understand that you live in a larger history, you can find yourself and pinpoint the very moment where you might have been and how you would have responded. For those who are timid about coming to the California African-American Museum because they feel that the material may not reflect them, and I would tell them that Black history is American history. We here at the California African-American Museum think that museums are not meant to just be like mausoleums for history, but more of like mirrors. And those mirrors can provide a reflection of people and themselves in powerful ways, in ways that they would have never even imagined before.